Hi, I'm Rua.
And I'm Daniel, and welcome to Copperhead Road Homestead. Today, we're doing a collaboration with our friends at the Heartiness Approach. If you're interested in the joy that we receive from the homestead, the things that bring us joy, stay tuned. All right, today we want to talk about the things that bring us joy on the homestead that make all the hard work and discomfort worth it. We are using the hashtag whyitsworthit. Why it's worth it. And we're glad for our new friends, Jim and Rhenda over at the Heartiness Approach, and we want you to go check them out. We'll put a link down below in the description below for you to check their channel out and check their reasons out, because there's some hard work and discomfort that's involved sometimes.
I think there's some hard work and discomfort involved in homesteading and learning how to homestead. I feel like it's taken time to learn all these skills. I feel like you have to choose to learn to do this.
You gotta be patient, because if you start with trying to do everything at once, you get overwhelmed and you'll probably quit, is one thing. And number two, you just can't do everything at once. So.
Yeah, I've really had to work on that myself, where you gotta take it slow and you gotta take it one day at a time. And that's really hard to do. It's like you want stuff right now, want the big garden, want all this big stuff.
Well, and you make choices. You can't have everything. You can't live in the big city and in the country, right? You can't have no kids and have kids. So you've got to make choices. There are pros and cons for every choice. There's pros to live in the city. I think there's some good things about living in the city and living in town. I think there's some really great things about it, but that's not what we chose, and there's reasons that we chose the things that we chose. There's hard work involved, but we think it's worth it.
Let's get to those reasons.
We've got 5 different reasons. Reason number 1,
security from disaster and food shortages.
If something happens in the future, and I'm of the opinion that everything is going to end up being okay. I'm kind of an optimist that everything that's going on now, there might be some changes that happen.
I don't know. I heard Bill Gates in some article, I don't know what it was, it said this is going to happen 20 years from now, which is kind of strange, his predictions. Like every 20 years we're going to have a new virus and have to go in quarantine or something.
And we like the security that's involved in having our own food here, the livestock, plants, all that stuff. It makes all the hard work worth it. We can still have the food out there in case of a disaster. Number 2, all the hard work and effort and discomfort, it makes it worth it because of the closeness that we have with our food. It's not something that's disconnected, that we go to the grocery store and get our meat. We go to the grocery store and get our produce. I'm
also looking forward to doing a medicinal garden, learning how to do that stuff. That's really important to me.
A big thing that's been going on for a while, this whole grow local, shop local, farm to fork kind of thing. Well, it don't get much farm to fork more than going out in your yard or going out out there and getting it, or going to the root cellar and getting something that you grew and you canned and you preserved. And ultimately, we'd like to have a wallapini or some kind of greenhouse that we can keep growing in the wintertime. And this year, we haven't done it in the past, but you all are motivating me and encouraging me, and I thank you so much for that. We're going to have a winter and a fall garden that we're going to keep on growing. We're going to do more and more and more, and we're going to get better at it. Right now, we're learning kind of alongside you. I've learned a lot already, and I'm sharing the things that I've learned with you, but as I'm learning more, I'm sharing with you as well. We've got that closeness to the food, and I think that makes it all worth it.
Some of the vegetables at the store doesn't taste the same as that you've grown.
It tastes different, and it's got more nutrients. It's more nutrient dense.
Number 3 is companionship with our animals. We love our animals.
We love our animals. Some of them are going to be meat, and some of them are going to be food for us, but even so, we still love them, and we still enjoy them. They're still our friends. I know that sounds kind of weird to a certain degree, but they only have one bad day. If they're castrated, and if they're males and they're castrated, maybe 2 bad days.
Yeah, it's supposed to be healthier too for you, because don't they get really stressed out
right
before, if they have a stressful life, then they produce all these stuff in their system.
Yeah, some kind of hormone or something like that. Maybe the adrenaline and stuff. I've heard that, it can ruin the meat if they're all stressed out at the end.
But to get to, take care of the animal, raise the animal, know what you fed it and where it's been I think that's important to us, and that's one of the reasons that we want to homestead.
But we do know what they eat. We know their life cycle. Some of these animals have been born here and they're going to die here. They've been taken care of. They're happy. We have that companionship with the animals. We enjoy them. So they're not just just meat and food for us. Number 4, the nature and the benefits of it. I've read several studies that talk about the benefit of seeing green every day and seeing wooded areas and forests, not just grass and buildings and things. We open our door and out there is a bunch of green in the spring. It's beautiful and it's lush and it's green, and so we get to be out in nature.
If you're new to our channel, I'm a nurse, and so most of the time on the days I'm off, if it's weather permitting, I really enjoy taking a walk outside in the woods and walking around the fields and just seeing the animals and the nature together. It really does. I can feel the stress leaving my body. I've also heard something about you can be garden barefoot or go just walk in the woods barefoot, but I'm not able to do that.
Yeah, there's certain parts of our farm that Rua likes to just go and let's just go and sit. These creek beds and this wooded area, we just like to go and sit and enjoy it.
We should take you sometime.
It makes it all worth it that we get to enjoy the benefits of it, to de-stress from it, have your anxiety and stuff melt away. Some folks, they have to go on vacation to enjoy that, and we get that all the time.
Yes, we feel very fortunate to be able to do that all the time.
Countercultural things that we do, one of the reasons we do it is for that.
Number five, the learning and skills that our kids and us will gain, especially our kids and myself. I'm really looking forward to just teaching them more and more and learning more and more with them. It's going to be really me learning more and more with them, as opposed to just teaching. I'm gonna have to learn and then teach them, and we'll have to learn together side by side.
Well, there's some value in learning, the kids learning with the parents. They are getting to learn these things, and they'll have these skills for the rest of their life, and they'll look back at these things. And not only that, that's one of the reasons that we YouTube as well. There's hard work involved in doing the YouTube. I had no idea before I started this, but they can look back at these things and see our mind and see what we're thinking and things that I'm teaching you and showing you and learning alongside you. They'll be able to learn alongside you and others as well if we keep these things, if they're still available on YouTube. But,
I hope they're still available.
Yeah, but we're learning things. It makes it all worth it because we love to learn. Rua and I, both of us do. We consider ourselves lifetime learners, and it makes it all worthwhile for us to do these things because we get to learn.
Yeah, hopefully we can instill the love of learning in our kids, and they'll keep wanting to learn and grow and do better than us.
So there's a lot of things that bring us joy about the homestead, and it's hard to make a list exactly for these things. It's hard to, but there is a lot of work involved. I wouldn't say it's for everyone. You've got to want it because there is an attrition rate. People quit and people get out of this. That they get into homesteading, but then they quit pretty quickly because they don't realize they have some kind of fantastical thing and some fantasy and some pie in the sky that it's going to be certain things. It's work. If you think that it's not work, then you're wrong. But is it worth the work? And it is for us.
It is, and it seems like, I keep in my mind playing this compound interest stuff where you do stuff that you might not want to do one day, but you just, whether it's gardening or even going to work as a nurse, you've got to want it. You've got to want it.
You got the eye of the tiger.
You got to want stuff like that. We do. We want to be homesteaders, and we want to make it.
And we're willing to sacrifice other things. It's worth it to us.
It's worth it to us.
In order to go countercultural to some of those things, it's got to be worth it to you. And it is for us. So we do this. So if you are a YouTuber and you want to do this as well, definitely do it. Use the hashtag
Why It's Worth It.
Why It's Worth It. That'll be on here. And go over and check out Jim and Rhenda at Heartiness Approach. They are doing the same video or the same idea. 5 different reasons that make all the hard work and all the effort and all the discomfort worth it. Why is it worth it? Why it's worth it. Check them out as well. Bye. All right, we're still doing our Plant Everyday Challenge as well. I'm planting 72 cells of all-season cabbage. Cabbages are supposed to last a good long while, and these are seeds I had left over from last year. I've got another package of cabbage that says to start 6 to 8 weeks early. This one actually doesn't have any of those instructions on it. I got it from the co-op last year. We like cabbage. We do a lot of the low-carb eating. If you like things like this, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a notification. And again, don't forget to check out Jim and Rhenda over at the Heartiness Approach. Thanks.